Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So we've got some new things today. So Let's Resin reached out and asked if I would be willing to try their hands-free, cordless, it's rechargeable mixer. And I said, absolutely. So this is the mixer. And I did assemble it. You just put this on. You don't need tools. It just pops on. This is a nice silicone tray that goes in there. You get your two different size paddles. So you get a large and a small, and they just pop in. And you have your functions on the side, whichever direction you want to put it in, your timer, your AI, which will automatically mix for 4 minutes and then shut off. And it does have a display, which I like. So if you turn it on, you just basically press and hold, and it goes on. So it tells you right here that it's set in AI mode. You can see that, and it has a countdown. So if you're doing something and your resin is mixing, you can look and be like, okay, I still have 2 minutes left, or it's going to shut off any minute. So that's really handy. And then it just goes in here, and then you put your cup underneath and it will mix it. And to shut it off, you just press and hold, and it will shut it off. So whatever feature that you have it set in, it will remember it and turn on in the next one, which I like because you're not having to hit this button, get the speed you want, go to AI, and you just push a button, hold it, it goes. So we are going to be mixing up some deep pour resin today. So we're going to use this, and I will we'll do a time lapse or slow-mo or whatever. So then they also sent me the new molds, the sphere molds. So originally I wanted to do the bird one first, but I'm going to do this one first because I've noticed that the mold has a damaged spot on it. And if it doesn't affect the piece, then it's not a big deal. But if it does, so what I did is I took a picture of it so that I can show them, but you can see it's basically bubbles in the resin, in the silicone, but I can feel it with my finger. So I have a feeling it's going to transfer onto my piece. So we're going to do this one first. So if it does, and I already took pictures of this, that I can send the picture of this with the piece and just show them that it was damaged. Because I'm sure they didn't notice. They make so many at a time, I'm sure. So we are going to paint the mushrooms in the Let's Resin Chrome Powder in red, because I'm going to fill it with clear. I'm going to use the brown on the stems, and we're going to use the grass green for the leaves. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave this like this because we're going to be using this right off. So we will do this one on another video. So stay tuned for that. This one will also be in deep pour resin. So this one, it takes, where was it? And that's what I like about Let's Resin. They put the ounces on the mold right here. No, not right there. Oh, right here on the damaged part. 13.4 ounces of resin for this. So in order to do it in one piece, we're going to use the deep pour. And then this one takes 15.3. So that is the 2 molds. I'm going to leave this one out because we're going to do this one today. And then they sent me the turtle ones, the yoga turtles. So we will be doing these. I don't know if I'll do them all in one video or if we'll do like 3 separate or 2 in something else. I don't know yet. So I've still got a couple of ideas that I'm running through my head for these. So we will be doing these 2 coming right up. Because I'm going to make sure that I get all my resin videos out for them. So let's go ahead and let's get this painted. And then I will get some resin and we will get that mixed up and I will show you on here. Oh, you know what? I purchased these, but I didn't know if maybe I should try doing the stem. I don't know. I guess I'm going to stick with my original plan and then we'll see. So we are going to flip this little guy inside out. And I am going to start with the mushrooms first. I'm going to try my small brush and see how this goes. I'm definitely going to need a little bit fluffier brush. I'm just going to take a little bit of alcohol and because I just see how it's got that blue in it. I don't want any blue. I just want the red. All right, that hopefully is good. And because these chrome powders, and that is not even wanting to stick. Hang on. I guess I'm going to have to go to, I don't know why that is not wanting to stick. Because where I'm pouring this in clear, I wanted to make sure that I had that red, you know, to be intense. And with the chrome powders, you don't need there to be, all right, let me just try, let me try another one. Do I try a Q-tip? It is like only sticking in certain places, guys. Hang on. Let's try one of these makeup applicators. Maybe that'll work. All right, so this is definitely working better. Okay. My goodness. And then I'll do the cleanup after. We will just get these, because this red is my favorite in this chrome powder. I wish you could buy a big jar of it. And I know some people don't like to watch the whole thing of me brushing it on, but I do have new people that are still learning and they like to see the whole process. So, and I suck at editing. I'm 61 years old. I could only learn so many things. Electronics is not even up my alley, guys. You're lucky I can piece my videos together. I'm serious. Well, if you go back and you watch my first few, my first few videos on how I struggle trying to get my setup right. Oh my word. I had people yelling at me every day. Oops. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely have some cleanup, but that's okay because I think this is going to be beautiful when it's all said and done. And I am just gonna let it do its thing. I'm not gonna heat mat. I am just gonna let it do its thing. Because it seems like every time I try and speed something up, I screw it up. And I really don't want to screw this up. Because these are so stinking cute. And they do have the little spots on top of these mushrooms, so we can paint them after. And you just want to make sure that your powder is like completely, you know, rubbed into your silicone mold. Because if not, you're going to see that in the end piece. And I got another little mushroom down here. All right, so just double checking, making sure that I didn't miss any mushrooms. Nope, doesn't look like I did. So let me, where are my baby wipes? They are vanished. Oh, yeah, they have vanished, guys. Oh, I see them. They got pushed way back. I find that the baby wipes definitely work a little bit better cleaning the molds. So we're just gonna wipe off where we don't want it. And then you just kind of move your finger. So I'm hoping when I brush the mica on there, it will show me if it's gonna transfer into my piece. This is the first mold that I've ever gotten that's had like any blemishes from them. So all right, so we got our red all cleaned. Let me put this so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the green because that is the lighter color. So I'm going to try the little makeup applicator and see how that works. Now, I've never used mica powder, like regular mica powder with clear. So I'm assuming it's gonna show. It's just definitely, I think, gonna be light, but we can always touch it up with a pen, a paint pen or something. Okay, that's a leaf too. It's hard to see like exactly where these pieces are. So that looks like a leaf in a leaf. And it's another leaf. So I try and do the light colors first if they're close to it, like where the brown is going to be, because the first color that hits your mold is what's going to show through on the other side. So if I get brown over top of this green, it's not as big a deal as if there was brown and then I tried to put the green on top. Oh, my nose is itching. So hopefully that will still show up. And this is just the grass green. This is the regular mica powder. And I think these are leaves underneath here. You know, it's just kind of taking your time, trying to figure out where your little shapes are. And then once you put it on, you can see if you've gone over it. So then when you go to clean up, it makes it a little bit easier. I should probably use 2 greens, but I'm also trying to, you know, keep this video to a minimum time length. And that's the stem there. So that's going to be the brown. So if you guys know of a really good brown mica powder, put it in the comments. Oh, I forgot a mushroom right there. How in the world did I forget that big one? Oh, well, we'll get it after. Because I finally got some red that I like, but now I'm on the hunt for a good true brown. almost done with the green. Now, if I would have been smart, I would have dumped a little bit in the cover because it would have made it a little easier for me to reach in there to get it, but you know, I'm almost done now, so I'll just keep going this way. Well, right now it doesn't look like those spots, right there's a spot. So it might not be too bad. All right, so now we will just clean up. And because those are indented, yeah, these ones here, I think, are gonna show through. We'll see. And And if I'd stop setting it on my dirty counter table here, all right, I think I got it all. All right, so let's just get the brown on, and then I will do that big mushroom. And I'm just going to use the back of this one. So yeah, like I said, I've never used just the regular mica powders to brush my mold before. So we will find out how it looks. So this mold is actually not that bad to color, guys. When I was first looking at it, I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be, you know, really difficult, but it's not. It is not difficult whatsoever. And it would be even easier if my nose would stop itching. As they say, nose itches, you're gonna get in a fight. Well, I'm not in the fighting mood today, so they better not. And let's get this big dude up here. And then while my resin is mixing, I will go through and clean this really, really good. Double check, make sure I didn't miss any pieces. And then I've just got to make a spot. And I got to do that mushroom, so let's do the stem. And let me get my red out. And then we'll just flip to the red side and get our last little mushroom. Okay. And then I'm just going to make sure that I try to blow out any excess powder, because where we're pouring it in clear, I really don't want there to be any floating colors if I can help it. Alrighty, so let me flip that back inside out. And I just have a little tiny bit of cleanup in the ball. But that's how our little jar looks so far. So I'm just kind of spinning it so I can see if I have missed, like I missed a spot there. So I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have any streaky lines. And where this is so see-through, it really does help, because you can see if you have like missed a spot. So this one here, I can see I missed a little bit right there. All right, so that's looking good. Okay, let me get some resin mixed up, and I will be right back. And I will put the mixer, I'll put it on like a time lapse so that you guys can see it in action. I know everybody else, you know, you've seen it, but I want to make sure that I represent Let's Resin properly. So, And while that's mixing, you can see where there's a few little areas in there where I gotta touch up. So I'll just take like a Q-tip or something and go around and get those little bits. And I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. So I figured since it was deep pour, I would just come back and show you how you mix it, because the deep pour is 2 to 1. So you need 2 parts of A to 1 part of B. So this is the Let's Resin Deep Pour. So I don't know numbers, so I kind of guesstimated. I used my regular cups. And so I'm going to go part A to this 2 right here. And then I'm going to pour the 1 to here, and then we're going to mix it. And I'm going to hope and pray I have enough because I suck with math. All right, so we're going to pour to the 2 that I have marked, which is right there. And this is a nice thin resin. And then we're going to pour to the 1. And I brought, in these, you get 2 little ones because you use less of this than you do the A. So I brought my other container because I had a feeling I might need it to, yeah. So we will just get this opened. And they have these little safety plugs, which I'm assuming they're to help with shipping. All right. And now I'm going to put this underneath. And we will still have to scrape our bottom. And I'm going to leave it this way so I can bring it down and show you in a like a time lapse or something. So I'm just going to push the button and hold it. And there we go. So I have my hands free to, you know, go ahead and like do the cleanup or whatever. So this should this will degas on its own really, really well because it is so thin. It will take a couple of days to fully cure. So what I'll probably do is just leave it overnight. Once it gets somewhat firm, then I will put it on the heat mat. Just, so I'm not having to wait a full 2 days. But I definitely want it to be firm before I turn that heat mat on. All right, so it looks like we have got everything cleaned up. And I just blew in it again. I don't want any loose powders if I can help it. And it doesn't look like it's you know, making a ton of bubbles. So I'm just lowering it a little bit so we can get closer to the bottom. Just to make sure that that is, we have 1 minute and 50 seconds left. I just want you guys to hear when it gets close, the beeping, because I haven't even heard that myself. So instead of doing a time lapse, I'm like, well, I'll just run it. And so what I will do is make sure that I give it a full charge after I'm done using it. So that way I can make sure that I have it for the next time. So I'm just raising it up a little bit, trying to get the different layers in there, because I can see a few little striations still around the little spin thingy. And it does rotate and go in a different direction, so I wasn't sure if it did that. We got 52 seconds left, guys. So I know this video is probably going to be long, but I wanted you to see all the steps. I'm just going to get a paper towel and a clean baby wipe out. I want to make sure I take care of my paddles right off the bat. And that way I can show you how to clean the paddles too. 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's your beeping. And I just held it and shut it off. So that's what beeps for, I guess, the 15 seconds, so that you know it's done. All right, so let's move this out of the way. So I try and scrape off, because we all know resin is expensive. I try to scrape off as much as I can get off my paddles. Move that over there. And I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to wipe the blades off, get the bulk of the resin off. And then I'm going to take a baby wipe and I'm going to wipe them down. And then we are all set for the next time. And you can actually even like just go back over it with some alcohol to make sure that you didn't miss any. So I just, there. And then you hang it back in your holder and you are ready to go. Okay, so let's give this a good stir around. See how you can still see some striations in there? See how it still looks a little, so you just want to try to zoom in here so you can, so I'm just making sure that I get my sides. So I think I am going to run it through the debubbler just to give it as much of a chance of being bubble free as I humanly possibly can. So I'm scraping the bottom. All right, now I don't know if this is too much for the debubble machine. let me, I'm gonna pour it in another jug. I'll do like, and that way it will go much quicker. All right. So I will be back when this is all debubbled. Okay, so we are all done. So I figured I would give you a little time lapse. So I ended up pouring this back in there because I couldn't fit both of them in there. So I do have a little bit in here. But I think I made up a little extra anyways. So yeah. All right. I am just going to spray straight down the middle to try and prevent any bubbles. And I'm just going to pour slowly. Oops. So those bubbles should re-release. All right, and I'm gonna just gonna give it a little tap because I want to move it before I completely fill it, because if not, I'm not, it's gonna be in the middle of my workstation, so I'm just gonna move it over to the, to my, what I call my curing section, and I will top this off. And let me see, that way I can tell you guys if I have any left. All right, let me just move this over here. I just want to move everything away from it. And that is domed. So I do have a tiny, tiny little bit left. So I will find something to put that in, and I'll be back on demold. Let's hope and pray this project, like, you know, goes good. I don't want to have to redo this one. I understand it might have a, you know, like that little bubble area or whatever, but I'm just gonna let it cure, and I'll find something to put that in, and then we'll be back. Okay, guys. So we had a little bit of bleeding from the red, but it looks like it is crystal clear. So what I ended up doing is I made this little light base. So let's just see. We'll see how that's going to look underneath this. So, and the reason that I made this first, like I said, is it has one spot that is like a little bit damaged. right in here, you can see there's, so I want to make sure that if it's going to transfer onto my project, that I know ahead of time and I can let's resin know. So I will have to go over the leaves, which is kind of what I thought when I was putting that green in. I'm like, oh, it's a little bit, oh, and I got a bubble there. You know, it's a little bit light color, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, guys, that is spectacular. Wow. That is adorable. And you don't even really see the red in it. All right, where are my extra lights? Let's see, they're right here. And let me figure out how to open these. Oh, right here. Okay. Wow, I'm blown away. I totally am. All right, let me unfold this. And oh my gosh, I'm dropping everything over here, guys. Wow. That base is perfect for this. I mean, obviously I have to clean it, but all right. So let me shut this off and let me grab my metallic markers. So we will get to use these. Let's see. I'm going to do the darker green. Let me take out the two greens. All right. Let's see. So I ended up, I did put this on the heat mat. I did 1 hour last night. Once it started getting really sticky. And then I did 3 hours today. So instead of this taking, you know, 2 or 3 days, it only took 24 hours. You know, I really wanted to just let it be, but I just didn't have the patience. I just didn't, guys. Sorry. Oh my word. These are absolutely phenomenal, guys. So if you don't have these yet, I do have a discount code. And I will put the link to these in the description box. And I am loving my metallic markers. Wow, what a difference. Look at how good that looks. Wow. So the color ended up being more of like a frosted look. using just the regular mica powder. So yeah, I'm not a fan, but painting it over with these markers is phenomenal. I mean, look at that. That is beautiful. Finally, I have something that I made that is coming out really, really good. So I do have to check that area to see if there are any bubbles. Yeah, there is. You can see it. See right in there? You can definitely see there's like imperfections. So I will just send this along to Let's Resin and let them know. All right, so let me get the rest of these painted. These markers work really good, guys. I mean, like, really, really good. And the base is still a little soft. Look at how pretty. And I like how the stems are just a little bit different than the base. I mean, than the mushroom itself. And so far I found no bubbles. Look at that, how beautiful that is. All right, so let me go ahead and I'm going to put that on a time lapse while I finish those, and then I'll be back. Okay, guys, so I've got that done. I didn't have white, but I used silver for the mushrooms. And look at how cute that is. I mean, obviously I have to wipe the globe, but it is crystal clear. That is absolutely beautiful, guys. So other than that one little spot, which is right in here where you can see that imperfection, this is absolutely beautiful. Let me just try to clean the top. And like I said, there was a little bit of the red that seeped out, but it's not that bad at all. So yeah, that is our little project for today. Let me know in the comments what you think. And next time I'm going to try to put something in the globe. But yeah, I will get some better pictures in the dark and show that all lit up. And yeah, I will see you guys all on the next one. Bye, guys.